Welcome back to episode 2. Thank you very much for all your feedback and support on episode 1. We've reached 20 subscribers, which is more than I could imagine. In today's episode, we're going to be working on actually fitting the motor in the car. It's not going to be the permanent position or sitting, but we want to see if it's actually going to fit with the transmission in the car. So we want to make sure the transmission actually lines up in the transmission tunnel. That's by cutting the transmission support under the car and then stripping down the motor just so we can have it smaller, just so we can see the fitment and moving it around a bit more. And then of course later on we're going to try to find a permanent solution for it. So enjoy the video. If you've got any questions, comment down below. If you've got any feedback as well, comment down below. Like and subscribe if you actually enjoy the video. Have a good time. So right there's the issue. So there's a gap sitting up there. So I'm going to remove all the piping there, and then down here, so that's where the factory engine mounts go, right over there, and then that's the Barra engine mounts. Also another thing, it's sitting down here, as you can see. So I'm going to be pulling it out. Close there, we'll get there. So, quick recap of what I've done so far. Taken out the exhaust, taken out the intake from here, removed the majority of the wiring, so the only thing that's left is the alternator to remove, and the alternator wiring as well, which is these two cables. That way I could just remove the alternator. This is the power steering. I tried putting a impact socket on it. It's round, so don't think that's a screw, like a nut. So my only guess is you have to get it from the other side, which is just a headache at the moment, which I'm going to leave. Now, there is a lot of build up. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but there is a lot of, my hands are black anyway, so there is a lot of build up in there. Well, what do you expect from junkyard motor or the wreckers? But hopefully the internals are alright. Now that white stuff, I have no idea what it is, so I'm going to leave it for now. Another thing I want to remove is the support bracket jig. Now to remove this, I'm thinking I've got to remove that bolt here, which is for the stock engine mount, but I'm going to leave it for now because I'd rather get the engine crane on top and then lift it up. Now these nuts, these bolts as well are not in all the way, but push them in as much as the thread would go, so hopefully when I pull this on, it shouldn't destroy the threading on the inside. Doesn't stretch it. That's another bracket, I don't know what it's for. Might remove that once I lift it up, see how we go. Dipstick I'm going to leave in for now. I just want to cover up these ports so nothing else goes in, even though I'm going to get this engine rebuilt anyway. But I'd rather cover them up just to make sure nothing goes inside and scratches the walls. I don't know, I've never seen this much dirt in a motor. But again, never taken a motor apart, so yeah. Let's lift this up and see how we go. I did a small cleanup around, you know, off camera, just so we can move around a bit more and get the engine crane in place. Okay, I think I'm going to drop the motor so the weight can hold down, and then I can try to loosen this off. Because I don't want to remove these, so I want to keep the engine mount just so I can have a rough idea where it's going to sit. But we'll get back to this. Let's go around. Alternators, yeah. This one. Don't know how to remove that. There is some sort of liquid in there. We'll get back to this bolt some other time. I'm going to remove you. Let me get a flathead. Let's get the impact. Okay, motor's done. Stripped as much as it could. Block off these ports now. What I'm going to try to do, since tape is not sticking onto, because there's a lot of oil, but anyway, try to 3D print something. We can remove this. Motor does need a good clean, so we can do that. I'll just send it off to someone who cleans it for a living. They're no better than me anyway. So the main issue is these lines here. So they all look like they're going towards ABS. Let's get some tubes. Okay, that looks close to center, but at least we've got more room to look around now. What I'm thinking, what we could possibly do as a new engine mount, get a bracket onto the block, because that's clearing the sway bar as well. Gotta get the transmission in as well to have a look at it. But what I'm thinking is a plate onto the block itself, coming up from here to the plate, and maybe run like a flat plate all the way straight to front radiator support and just go down. Because also the engine mounts sit a bit further out, so stock ones. So I think we're better off just doing our own custom. I'm looking at that over there. That's going to be an issue. That's alright. We'll figure that out once we get the bolts for the transmission. It's going to be fun. How far back is the motor anyway? Let's touch in the shroud. There's going to be a sensor right there as well. Not too sure. Is it doable? I think so. Hope so. We definitely need to make a custom sump for it, because that's hitting on the front radiator support. Anyway, let's get some 3D printed covers first. I might do 3D printed mounts just so I can do like a mock-up and see how it'll sit. Before doing the engine mounts, I want to get bolts to bolt on the transmission to the engine and then go from there. Because my worry is, well, I've got to cut out the engine transmission tunnel anyway and then mock it up. Okay, let's continue. So we've got the motor here now. The next thing to do is I'm going to start cutting up. So we're going to notch this bit out, and then likewise over here on this side, and then on the other side as well. So main goal is to remove this whole hoop so we can have the transmission fitting in more snugly. Alrighty, so I'm under the car. Feels depressing, but oh well. So we've removed all the seam sealer, which shows the spot welds. Now I did try to cut it over here, but I noticed even though we cut it over here, my angle grinder is not going to come and cut up this part all around here. Therefore, we need to get they call it a spot weld drill bit or something like that, and it actually drills the outer skin from the inner skin and separates them, so we can drill all these out. Now both sides have been done, and once these are out, hopefully the transmission slides all the way in. So this is where the gear shifter goes, gear selector, and then there's another transmission mount here that's pretty much going to be at the back here. So I don't know if we're going to have to remove it or keep it, but we'll find out. We'll just leave that here for now because it's not interfering with anything. We'll remove this bit here, and that way hopefully it'll be able to slide all the way back and we can have gear selector here. Now I've got to go buy that bit. I don't know, that's another spot weld. I've got to go buy the stuff. Once I buy the stuff, we'll drill these out. Hopefully this comes out easily and doesn't be a pain in my rear end, because so far this is annoying me more than anything. Can you say depresioso? Because I feel depresioso. Okay, so we went through a small angle grinder bit, went through a belt, and went through pretty much 2 discs. So if you guys wonder what's the original size, that's what the original size looks like. Anyway, there's some bits of it. Didn't record it because it pissed me off, but have a look. We've removed majority of it from both sides. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty, but the huge chunk of it came off, which is good. And now I want to try to test the motor and transmission in and see if this is good enough to clear. Then I can just clean it up. But this took me several hours just to do. Following YouTube tutorials, they're like, oh yeah, just use a chisel. Didn't work. They're like, oh, just grind off the spot welds. That didn't work. So angle grinder, sent it, and that's the outcome. Now I want to see exactly if we need to cut off some more, then I'll cut off some more. If not, then we'll leave what is there as is. But of course I'll clean off the ones that I've cut off. Like stuff like this I'll leave because I don't think that's a huge problem, but like this piece here, the one on the bottom top, I'll remove later on. It's just so I can get an idea of where I'm heading, and there's no point of cleaning it if I need to cut a lot more, so we'll go from there. Now let's try to get the motor in. Got that for another project. Vacuum cleaner to clean the floor. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, so I've got the motor in as far as it can go. Do apologize there, the light's under the car. Reason being is because I can't really fit under there and I needed to see something. Now, I do have my phone on, so let's go inside the car. Again, I'm using the light on there. So there's the gear shifter. So you can select your gears. Now the real question is it clearing? Now the first thing I noticed is that bit right there, hitting a bit here. It should be alright. We can just cut a bit of that side off over here. Now, let's look to see if we've got space. So I'm going to put the GoPro away. Now that's great news because that means the transmission's clearing and we're good to go with building the engine mounts and the transmission mounts. Now I do want to get another jack so I can jack up the car and get under there, but for now it should be alright. And as you can see, I'm just going to put my phone down. That's how close the engine is. So we've still got a bit of space, but it should be alright for now. Now I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll find out. Let's jump out of the car. As you can see, I'm struggling. That's how far back it's sitting. Again, it could go a bit further back, but don't know if we need some coils or whatever's going to get plugged into there. We'll try to push it a bit more back. From how it is now, I'm pretty happy with it. Now it is sticking a bit outside of the car. That's okay because we're going to build a crash bar around that. Now it is a drift car, so hopefully we don't have any head-on collisions. It's more side collisions. And yeah, I'm happy. I am very happy and can't wait for the next step. Now, this is gonna be fun because I don't know how to weld. And when you know you don't know how to weld, you've got to learn. You got to learn. So, thanks to Mr. Haraka, or Kevin, who's going to be editing my videos. He needs a project done, so we're going to do that for him first. And then once we're doing that, we're going to learn how to weld using his project. And then from there, at least we know how to weld for the car.